live from Soho, New York City. It's Wearable Electronics with Sticky Burn because it says it on the hat. I read anything that says on hats.
Okay, great. Really, anything?
Yes,
Welcome
absolutely
to,
anything.
welcome
It's
to
like I'm not even here if it's on a hat, I just read it.
Teleprompter hat? Ooh, not a bad idea. Welcome to the show. It's March 18th. We're live in New York City. With me is Phil, Mr. Lady Ada himself.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about some wearable electronics. What's on today's show, Phil?
I'm glad you asked. On today's show, we're going to have Wearable Wednesday.
Well, you thought we were done about this book, but we are never done about this book.
It will never be done.
You can learn more about the book today.
Books are forever. Component of the week.
We're going to go over all the different LiPoly batteries in the store and when you might want to use each one.
Project workshop.
We're going to workshop a project idea of yours and give advice on parts and tutorials to check out.
And questions and answers. You got questions, Becky has the answers.
If you have any wearable electronics questions, long or short, please feel free to post them up in the comments here or on Google Plus or the blog or on Twitter or in the forums, and I will round them up and queue them up for future shows, making you eligible to win this show's giveaway.
But not Meerkat yet.
No Meerkat.
No
I don't
Meerkats.
have an iOS. I'm not on iPhone.
No
okay?
Meerkat.
If it's iOS only, then I feel like it's only for half the population.
I Meerkatted yesterday.
I thought you did on Monday.
It's been one long day.
So if you have questions, ask them and you get them answered and you might win a prize. Today's prize is the Flora book.
That's right. All that and more on, you guessed it, Wearable Electronics with Becky Stern.
And Sticky Burn.
Sticky Burn.
Well, the thing is, the acronym for the show is WEBS.
Yeah.
And
sure.
so it would be WESP if it was Sticky Burn. So I don't know about that. It doesn't have like quite the same ring to it.
No.
Anyway,
Okay.
Welcome to the show, everybody.
Let's do this thing. Before we get started,
Yeah.
some people would like to buy some stuff. They're like, I really want to buy some stuff, but I really want to pay 10% less.
Oh yeah, you can get 10% off.
Yeah.
The discount code today is Blinky because we like to make Blinky things.
Yeah, and we have a new product on the store. If you go to adafruit.com/new, there's some Blinky things.
Oh yeah. There's the Blinky.
thing.
Yeah. I almost picked that as the component of the week, but it's not a wearable. So.
Okay. Well, let's
Blinky
kick this thing off. I know Wearable Wednesday is very special this week because you're doing some shout-outs.
Yeah, so every week on Wearable Wednesday on the blog, we post about cool wearables projects that you guys are up to, that famous designers are up to, just like cool news in wearable tech. So check out the blog every Wednesday. And this Wednesday, I wanted to give a special shout out to some students in California who are kicking off a wearables workshop. So the Oracle Education Foundation is putting on a cool girls wearables workshop, and we made a custom parts pack for them. So they're working with Flora and NeoPixels, and they're getting started with Flora Book. And they started their workshop this week. I wanted to wish you guys good luck and hope you guys make some really awesome things. To Aitana, Jadine, Tiffany, Natalie, Dominique, Jacqueline, Jessica, Leslie, Amy, Anna Laura, another Ashley, Ella, Michaela, Amaya, Kylie, Lauren, Savannah, Candace, Samantha, Whitney, Bibi, and Joanna. I want to hope you guys have a really great workshop, and we're going to dedicate a special episode of the show and tell to their projects next week. So check that out if you want to see what these rad Californian girls are up to with their wearables projects.
Okay.
Have a good time, guys.
All right, next up. What is this?
This is on the blog. This is a NeoPixel ring gemma necklace by Mark K7 on Instructables. Really cool jewelry project, a necklace that you can change the animations on and like a framework for cool light diffusion. It's got this cool orb on it. Yeah. Learn more about it on the blog. Okay. And learn how to build it in his Instructable.
Next up.
This is a photo from the panel discussion at South by Southwest on wearable tech. So Entrepreneur Magazine has a nice article about their panel and some neat quotes about who was there and what was up, and you might want to check it out. There was some wearable stuff happening at South by Southwest.
I thought there was something wrong with me for a second. I'm like, oh no, it's happening again, but it's not. The photo is actually like
It's just a photo of that, yes.
Yeah.
It makes it seem more wearable that way.
Interesting combination of things. South by Southwest is where Lady Ada and I met. We did a Roomba Frogger project together. And
so romantic.
Yeah, and I had told her that she's going to be on the cover of Wired 5 years later, into the day it happened. And there's more. You said
Phil can tell the future.
Well, it's a curse, and I don't like it because I'm trapped in this glass sphere.
He envisions the future that he wants to see happen, and he works towards making it happen.
But it is the lucky guess. But then it was. And then the other thing is Entrepreneur Magazine, who is part of this. Lamore got Entrepreneur of the Year, but this year, the latest Entrepreneur of the Year that got named was the fellow who is the CEO of Gravity Payments, the payment processor that we use that we really like.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So do you think we like?
No,
yeah,
it's
we're
just,
buddies with them.
No, it's really
nice.
good. Yeah, in South by Southwest, after Lamore and I almost got in a lot of trouble for our Roomba Frogger thing, we got asked back to do a keynote.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course you did.
So it's a really cool show. One of my favorite people in the world who's a futurist is Bruce Sterling, and it's kind of his jam. So anyways, if you're out there in the Mountain Dew Trendfluencer Pavilion,
I'm a trendfluencer. I learned.
shout out to all you Trendfluencers this year.
Anyway,
Okay.
that's so cool. If you couldn't make it to South by Southwest, there's your coverages on Entrepreneur. This is a new design from Pauline van Dongen, who's a Dutch fashion designer, and she's done, we've talked about her a bunch. She's done a bunch of really cool solar panel fashions, and she's got a new top out. Leslie's blogged about her new top. I think it's really pretty.
Okay.
It's cool. I'm glad that somebody's taken all this artistic technology to the next
look at
level
this.
in a fashion context.
Look at this! All these people with 3D printed stuff on their hats.
Yeah,
I'm the only one without a hat. I mean, this comes off, but
I'm sorry that we get to get your baseball hat size and I can make you one. I just they come in all sizes. It's not like this hat does come in a size big enough for your head, believe it or not.
yeah, like I'm sure there's like a covering for Sputnik or something that you can. It's round yet pointy.
Anyway, so Mike at Instructables, he was inspired by Noe and my hat project with the
That's
3D
cool.
printed letters, and he used the glow fill, and he actually put LEDs in one of his.
This is cool. This is exactly where it's heading.
It's exactly what we told them to do too. So
Well, it's exactly where it's
if you suggest to them, they will come. How about that? Like,
Yeah.
hey, no, maybe we should put LEDs in there. Oh, okay. Why don't you try
we're
that?
in Soho, so we're totally going to see like Nike do like a pop-up shop, and there's going to be like 3D print your own hats and stuff.
It takes like
that.
an hour to
Yeah.
print. Mike said in his tutorial on Instructables, so he kind of like laid it out on Instructables with like a little CAD tutorial too. So like if you, that's cool. Nice work. Very cool looking hat.
Okay.
I like your style.
So world premiere. This next thing is a big deal.
Oh yeah.
World
hey.
premiere. This is it. Look at this, folks.
Oh no! Look, I'm in a sea of gemmas.
You are.
Arduino Gemma is coming soon, guys. The PCBs are in. I have them in my hand. They're not. This photo is not just of a photo far away. The photo is of this circuit board that I'm touching right now.
Yeah.
And we will have these soon enough. We're
Yeah.
working on the packaging.
FCE certification, CE certification.
Yeah.
We have the packaging done. We are on it. We are on it. We had to do all sorts of special things. We have to work with multiple people around the world. It's happening. It's
very
happening.
complicated.
It's happening. It's happening.
It's happening. It's so cool. Those of you who are curious, though, you can, and impatient, Gemma 2 is already in the store. That's your black
you can buy it
version
right now.
of regular
Yeah.
non-Arduino Gemma. The difference will be the PCB color, the Arduino logo, and the support in their official software.
Yeah, eventually the Gemma will just show up in the Arduino IDE. It's very easy still to modify it now. So
Right.
Yeah.
So
Anyway.
that I think is the big deal. Like, yeah, PCB is a different color. Yeah, it's like an official partnership, and there's packaging just like all the other Arduinos and stuff. But the real kicker for me for usability is that like no longer will you have to download our software or modify your Arduino IDE to make Gemma work. It'll just work because it'll be an official Arduino board. So coming soon, each time we show you, hopefully it's sooner and sooner,
Yeah, when you work with a large group of people and you have to coordinate worldwide for something big like this, it just takes a while. But we never give up.
It's coming soon. Okay, speaking of world premieres, we made a video about the Flora book. I know that you guys don't know enough about it yet, and you wanted to take a special peek inside, so we made a video.
Is there a book there?
Yeah, Phil, I wrote a book about
Yeah.
an Adafruit product.
Yeah.
I meant to tell you. I forgot until now.
I sometimes wish I could have all the memories up to a certain point where they pick the ones and then every day was new no matter what.
That would be cool.
It'd be like, oh my God, you got a book out? Oh my God.
I know, 'cause,
we
like-
should do a video about it.
Right, because sometimes we become desensitized to our achievements occasionally. We're like, oh,
We're
cool,
always
we made
working on
another
stuff.
cool project.
We're always working on stuff.
And like the projects are always this level of cool, but like
Yeah.
if you take them away and then you bring them back, it's kind of like if your house smells good because you're cooking and you like go outside to walk the dog and you come back inside and you're like, whoa, it smells great in here. And
What was going on here?
You didn't notice before because you were like in it.
Yeah. Okay.
Whatever.
Well, let's watch
watch
the
the
cool
video about the book, guys. This is Getting Started with Adafruit Flora. It's the book for kicking off your own adventure into DIY wearable electronics by me and Tyler Cooper. Let's take a look inside. First, you'll find a guide to all of the materials and tools you'll need to sew your own Flora circuits, as well as basic crafting and electronics techniques used throughout the book. Next, you'll find all the parts that make up the Flora family, including sensors for motion, location, color, and light. You'll also learn how to set up the required software for Flora and blink the onboard LED. Once you've learned the basics, it's time for your first project. The Beginner Embroidery Project has you changing the color of a single NeoPixel using a switch made from conductive thread and a sewable snap, learning basic coding for digital inputs along the way. Then you'll be ready to level up to the Sparkle Skirt, adorned with sewable pixels that light up when you dance. You'll learn to use the Flora accelerometer to sense motion and write code to decide when to sparkle and with what colors. The advanced project in the book is the Flora Neo Geo Watch, which uses the compass and GPS for wayfinding navigation as well as timekeeping, communicated through a ring of NeoPixels on your wrist. Getting started with Adafruit Flora also covers what to do when your circuit's not working, how to wash your wearables, and where to go for more help and inspiration. It's perfect for the absolute novice, but has some great tips for pros too. We have a bunch of videos to support the information in the book, so be sure to check out that playlist at the link in the description. We even made a special parts pack to go with the book, which you can find on the shop at adafruit.com. We're always adding new step-by-step guides to the Flora section of the Adafruit Learning System, and if you have questions about your own wearables, post them up in the comments, and I'll tackle them each week on our live show right here on YouTube. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more wearable electronics from Adafruit.
Zoom.
Yes. So I hope you guys, that gives you an idea of what kind of stuff is in the Flora book.
Yeah.
So that you might get inspired to start your own Flora project. However, don't pay full price.
Yeah, don't do that.
We have a parts pack to go with the book, and so that's already a good deal. And you get 10% off that using code Blinky, and get like everything you need to do your first like 4 Flora projects in one box with the book and everything. So cool. Check it out,
and
dudes.
don't forget Flora the movie coming out 2015 summer blockbuster.
Oh, geez.
We're in casting.
Oh, geez.
Okay, component of the week. Sorry, I'll talk to you about that later.
Okay. Let's talk about batteries. So, like, you guys often ask me, like, which li-poly battery is right for your project, and we have over the years amassed what we believe to be a nice, solid collection of versatile li-poly batteries that cover all your bases. We have bigger lithium-ion batteries that I'm not going to talk about today.
Yeah, I consider you a battery expert, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I do. I consider you a battery expert. You're my
battery expert.
Well, because with batteries right now and where electronics are, there's a wearable component to them, sort of. Like which one's small enough to power enough to do enough.
Delicate, like protecting them. Like how long do they last versus...
We have opinions about onboard charging on things, so I consider you a battery expert.
Okay, great. Well, I definitely like let these, if you guys ever want an Easter egg, you can like see how long these batteries last and see if they like, try to guess when I charge them based on like when they die during the show, if they die during the show.
Yeah, I have no idea. Okay, so this is our
selection. This is our selection. We have 5, well, this is 4 of them. We have 5 li-poly batteries, and I am going to go through them in from largest to biggest.
Okay.
Goldilocks style, right?
This battery is too lithium. This battery is just lithium and...
Sure. So this is the biggest battery that we have. I don't remember actually how big it is. 3,200 milliamp hours or something. It's a beefy one, and it's the one that we use in the Flora umbrella. So anytime that you have a large number of pixels, like I would call the umbrella in the excessive territory, this battery is going to be like your only option, really. And you got to find a place to put it. So it does fit. It will fit in like a blazer pocket, although it's a little bit heavier than the other ones.
Yeah.
And it does fit on the edge of the umbrella, although it adds a little bit of weight. It lasts a really long time with heavy NeoPixel projects. So if you're looking for your costume to like stay on all night, you might want to do one of these rather than 2 of the other ones. Or 2 of these. They're just good, and they're big.
That's cool.
It's a big guy.
That's cool.
Slightly smaller would be the 2,000 milliamp hour model that we used in the Solar Boost bag. So that enclosure is designed to work with that battery as like a little backup battery for your phone that you can solar charge on your tote bag. And or use for like a medium number of NeoPixels. This one and the next one, the 1,300 milliamp hour battery are kind of the same size, except one is kind of like thicker than the other one. Like a thicker slice of bread. And this is the one we used in the city bike helmet and the Amplify and anything with between like 10 and 50 NeoPixels. And it'll last for a couple hours. These are just like, by the way, like these aren't hard and fast rules, and I'll tell you why in a minute. If you're looking for something very small and square, or very small and that will fit behind, is compact in this sort of way. It's not long and skinny. The 150 milliamp hour one is really great. It took us a while to get these in the store because we also wanted to have a charger for them, and the bigger Adafruit li-poly chargers charge at a faster rate than this one could handle. So we made them, once Limor finished the design for the micro li-poly charger, we could have these guys, so that we could have a charger to charge our batteries. So this one is great. We use it for the NeoPixel ring bracelet, which you'll notice has a lot of NeoPixels on it, but only a few of them are on at any given time, right?
Yeah.
Because of the animation. And so for the earrings and stuff, this one is my favorite.
Okay, and then you got...
If you need something even a little tinier, our 100 or 105 milliamp hour one won't last very long. However, certain projects we've made with it are designed to use the sleep functionality or the low power functionality of the Pro Trinket, etc. So in certain circumstances, we've engineered them to last as long as possible. So this battery is featured in the Mario Clouds pendant, the Flying Toasters pendant, and many other delightful Ruiz Brothers Phil B project mashups. And it is the tiniest li-poly battery we carry, and the tiniest li-poly battery we intend to carry, so far as I know.
Okay.
So if you might ask, well, Becky, why did you decide to use those batteries for those projects? And you are wondering what battery is best for your project. We have a video about that I wanted to show you.
Oh, right.
Now.
Multiple videos.
So you want to build something wearable, but you're not sure how to power it? You're in luck. Today, I'm going to help you pick the best battery for your wearable electronics project. First, it's important to know how much power your circuit uses. You can look up the maximum current draw of each component and add them together. Then, pick a battery that matches or exceeds your amperage needs. This 1.5 volt rechargeable AAA battery stores 750 milliamp hours, which means it can theoretically output 750 milliamps for an hour, or half that much current for twice as long. If you have 3 in a battery pack, it can give you 3 times that voltage, 4.5 volts, at the same 750 milliamps. My Flora, GPS, and 8 NeoPixels, on blue only, total up to 210 milliamps of current draw. So this 3 AAA pack can easily run the project for about 3 hours. In reality, your pixels are probably not on full brightness all the time, and will therefore draw less current than you calculated. This power supply overhead is a good thing and means that you're not going to overtax your battery. You could also just measure the current draw of your circuit using a benchtop power supply or a multimeter. I usually prototype my circuits on a plug-in power supply and then switch to battery power later. It's just one less thing to troubleshoot. We have several different flavors of alkaline battery holders. For most wearables, we're looking for 3 to 5 volts. So we can add up 2 to 4 double or AAA batteries at 1.5 volts each to get there. Alkaline packs are great. These batteries are easily replaceable and the hard plastic keeps everything safe. But if you're more advanced, you might like these power-dense and lightweight lithium-ion polymer rechargeable cells. These batteries come in many shapes and sizes and require a special charger to fill them up. Some are small enough to wear on earrings or other jewelry. Lithium cells are more delicate than alkaline packs and require extra care and attention to prevent from being damaged. You should never bend, crush, puncture, or otherwise abuse these batteries. I often wrap them in gaffer's tape when embedding them in projects, like here on the Neo Geo watch and in the pocket of my winter coat. Lithium batteries can get hot during charging, so they should be charged away from fabric and your body. Unplug the battery from the connector to recharge from any USB port. For Gemma projects, a slim battery holder with a built-in switch is handy. Coin cells are fairly high capacity for the size. This pack can give you about 6 volts and 250 milliamp hours. However, it can't provide tons of current for long periods of time. This pack can power a Gemma plus 3 or 4 NeoPixels for a couple hours. Pack spares in case the party runs long. Many of you ask how to power a large number of pixels on the go, like in a video jacket. And sure, you could put a 6-volt lead-acid battery in your backpack, but these days there are some lighter weight options available. For easy charging, nothing beats a pack of nickel metal hydride batteries. 3 AA's will power most projects. 4 AA's can alleviate the voltage drop that occurs over long lengths of conductive textiles. Another way to deliver juice to your power-hungry wearable is through these USB battery packs. We source them for the Raspberry Pi, but this bigger one can deliver up to 2 amps. enough to charge your iPad, and has 10,000 milliamp hours of capacity. Flora is designed to handle 2 amps through the protection diodes, so you can just plug in the pack into the USB port and it can drive up to 100 neopixels. We hope this helped you pick the perfect power source for your project. Check out the batteries, holders, and chargers in the Adafruit shop, and if you still have more questions, post them up in the comments. I'll answer them on our live show, Wearable Electronics, with me, Becky Stern.
All right, a battery of batteries.
I hope that that puts some things in context for you as to when you might want to use a li-poly battery, and then here are these are 4 of the 5 ones that we have in this shop. I feel like I'm pretty comfortable with our selection now.
Okay, well, let's zip along. We got some Project Workshop.
You can get 10% off your li-poly batteries with code Blinky, by the way.
Yeah, and we have questions, so we gotta...
Yeah, we gotta hustle. I know the video's long. Project Workshop is our new segment where we take a project idea of yours and we give you advice about parts and tutorials that you might want to use to make that project come alive. So today, you want to read today's question?
Yeah, this one is from Bob. I'm trying to decide what parts to use in order to create a set of eyeglasses that I can light with neopixels that I can control with a color wheel remote 4-button keypad. I want to install the lights inside a hat, but I also want to make it so I can press 1 of 4 or 5 buttons to control the color which fades from red, white, blue, yellow, orange, red. Does anyone know of a good tutorial where someone has already done this or any suggestions as well? I plan to use a lipo power.
For the power. Glass eyes, he said, not eyeglasses. So
glass eyes.
I don't know exactly what that is inside a hat. Glass eyes on a hat?
Yeah.
Regardless, I'm not going to worry.
Didn't recognize that as words.
I'm not going to worry about the space considerations for your project. I'm going to assume that you're using some kind of like Pro Trinket or Arduino compatible board for your project, and that you are on your way with that. You mentioned the 4-button keypad, which is definitely a viable option, especially on like a brim of a hat. It's really great for mode selecting. And we have 2 tutorials that you might not have thought to look at when designing your project that have code that could help you. So the Flora project that Leslie Birch did has some code for changing, it has different animations, and you change between animations by pressing the button. So you could use that code framework and swap out your own animations and just use the, fill in the blanks that you switch between. And then similarly, the Flora Neo Geo Watch also switches between modes with a button press, but it's actually a long press. So you hold it down to switch modes, you press it. So both of those open source code Arduino sketches are available for you on the learning system, and you can check them out. I hope that gets you on your way. Once you've got it working with regular buttons, you could upgrade to, you could use an IR remote, but I'm going to recommend this RF remote. Mm-hmm. And we have a couple of these in the store that do different behaviors, but we do have the 4-button momentary one that acts just like buttons but remote. So it uses RF, that's radio frequency, instead of line of sight. Like your television remote has to be pointed at the TV. This thing just has to be within range, wireless range. Yeah. So that's a good way, and it's you don't have to change your code. Once you have the buttons working, this little receiver module will just swap in, and the remote just sets those pins high. Yeah. We have a couple different configurations of them and a little video so you can tell the difference between the behaviors. Okay. The 315 megahertz RF key fob receiver pair is what you're looking for there. I don't know, I can't wait to see your project you post up in the forums. I hope that you will show us what it is like when it is ready. And good luck.
Okay. If you're going to buy all this stuff, use the code Blinky.
Yeah.
10% off. All the way up till 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. Everything except for gift certificates and software. That's my favorite time.
10% off all atoms in the shop.
Yeah. Questions and answers.
Yes, the prize is a book. The prize is the Flora book. And if you have questions, you can post them in the comments here, later, Twitter, blog, Google+, YouTube, forums.
I'm not going to talk about Meerkat.
We do not accept questions on Meerkat at this time. Game of Thrones is coming on again soon. We will start again receiving questions by Carrier Raven.
Yes. Man, the best part is when she's and the dragon burns down that village and it burns the guy. That's when it should have ended. She just won. It's over, and she has her crazy army. So I refuse to watch any more Game of Thrones after that. That's the end of the series. Okay. She's me and my dragons just dominated. It's over. It's over. That's perfect ending.
I'm looking forward to more Game of Thrones.
No, just don't want it'll only disappoint. The lady won. She burnt down everything and everyone. The mean guy, everything.
Okay, so do not send your questions by Dragon. Carrier Raven only.
I got a little carried away. Okay. Here's some questions. Hey, Becky. I'm using a Gemma and a glove. and I want to be able to light up a pixel when my thumb touches another fingertip to create a cyclist direction indicator. What kind of connection would work best for something like that? Could the conductive thread be enough?
Corvin Essen. Yeah, that sounds great. So what you're going to do is you're going to use like your Arduino compatible board, like your Trinket or your Pro Trinket or your Gemma or your Flora or whatever, and you're going to set your internal pull-up resistor activated on one of your digital pins, and then you're going to connect conductive thread or conductive fabric or aluminum foil or whatever, a paper clip, to the pins and the...
Our friend's Tom's over there. Hey, Tom.
Yeah, Tom is asking if this is too loud over there.
It's totally okay.
There's no more wall over there. Was a wall there, but it's no wall. Anyway, and you're going to wire the pin, one of the connections on one of your fingers to the pin and the other one to ground. And so because they're not carrying a lot of current, you're not powering an LED or anything, all you're looking to do is like bring that pin low.
Yeah.
The digital read function on Arduino is perfect for that, and you could use conductive thread will be perfect. You just have to make sure that you embroider like a big enough patch that your fingers actually, the conductive threads actually touch each other.
Yeah.
But if that's fine if you want to do that. You could also add a piece of conductive fabric to make a wider surface area. Okay. But you could use copper tape, anything. But yeah, conductive thread would work for that. It sounds like a cool project.
Next, Becky, I'm teaching a bit about electronics to a kindergarten class. Could you recommend a wearable project that doesn't involve sewing?
Lots of times I get questions like, Becky, can you make something that, like, why does this have soldering? I just want it to be without soldering. And I'm like, okay, so it's sewing. And then they're like, no, I want a project without sewing.
So no sewing.
Well, here's the thing. Kindergartners, so like maybe, what are they, 5 or 6, probably shouldn't be handling soldering irons yet, although I taught my nephew how to solder when he was 7. So, like, I don't know, different strokes for different folks. But some of them can sew. Anyway, that's not what you asked. You asked for a recommendation about a wearables project that doesn't have sewing, and this is what I got for you. It's the Gemma Hoop earrings and the Iron Man arc reactor project. They're both the same circuit. It's a 16 neopixel ring and a Gemma, and it's three wires, so 6 solder connections. And so if you can pull that off with your adult team, and then you can have the kindergartners like learn to change the programming on them and like attach the cool like Iron Man laser cut diffuser. Yeah. That could be a way to go. But honestly, I think there are better electronics to learn from than wearable electronics for kids that young. And you had an idea about what they
we specifically made a video called B is for Battery. It's with Adabot, and Lady Ada and Adabot explore what a battery is, and they build a lemon battery. So you can light up an LED without any soldering using a bunch of lemons and just
galvanized nails, pennies, lemons, and alligator clips.
Yeah, so check that out. I think that would be an interesting thing to show the kids first, no matter what.
Yes, and then these projects I think are simple. I did a workshop in the Netherlands with this circuit, and like a group of 20 Dutch 11 to 13-year-olds made it and had the best time. So
okay. All right, next up, this is another question. This is from Radio. Hi, Becky, just a quick question. Do the Flora sensors, mainly the GPS module, work with the LilyPad Arduino?
All right, first here's a disclaimer, Radio. We do not make the LilyPad Arduino, so we can't tell you all of the motivations behind how it is designed, and I can just tell you my personal experience testing with the hardware that I have, and I do have and I don't have all of the LilyPads either. I have the LilyPad 32U4, which is similar, has the same chip as the Flora. They're comparable. And when I was playing around with it with the Flora sensors, I found that, I could use any of the I2C sensors, so like SDA, SCL, power, and ground are available to you on the LilyPad 32U4. They're not, like the way we have them oriented, they're all in the right order so that the sensors and the Flora can just match up. That's not the case on the LilyPad. The pins are in a different order, so you have to like alligator clip around it. Then the GPS, however, uses serial, TX and RX, and those pins are not broken out to the edge of the board on the LilyPad 32U4. They might be on other LilyPads, I can't remember. Okay. But so the LilyPad 32U4 cannot be used with the Flora GPS in its current configuration. Okay. It's possible there are like solder pads in the interior of the LilyPad board that you could solder wires onto to break them out, but as it comes, there's no like TX and RX around the edge of the board, so it's difficult. I would say if you already have a LilyPad, then like this GPS sensor is not for you. I would say well, of course I have to recommend that you upgrade to a Flora, but that's both my professional and my personal opinion.
Okay. have an idea for a cosplay. I need to create a large amount of light that will illuminate through clothes. I was thinking using RGB LED strip and foam to diffuse the light. Are there any other alternatives to creating a large amount of light for a cosplay? Thank you so much.
That's a cool idea. Foam is a good idea. So when you're looking for light diffusion on a wearable, like the big costume, and you don't really have to worry about bulk, creating space between the LEDs and the outer surface of your object is pretty important. So the light has space to diffuse. So I would recommend checking out our 3D printing projects if you have access to one, or you know somebody, or you can order some parts online maybe. Flexible 3D printing filament is really cool. It diffuses light really awesomely. This is our Stego Spike hoodie with 3D print. You can download these files and try these out if you want. But I would say foam, fabric, anything that gives you space between that NeoPixel strip and the object.
Okay. All right.
Good luck. I want to see that.
Let's give away time, Becky.
Okay. Those of you who have asked a question, including the Project Workshop question, so any questions are eligible to win the prize. Today's prize is the Flora book. The prize entrants get it put in the hat. In the hat with the Flora giveaway. Oh, the Flora is on the outside of this one.
Flora.
There you go. Flora. Flora in Bora Bora. My next vacation.
The one.
The winner is Robot Rachel, who's teaching a kindergarten class.
Great.
I hope that the Getting Started with Flora book gives you some ideas about some things you could do with students.
Okay.
And please email support@adafruit.com to claim your prize. I will also try to reach out to you on the Twitter where your question was submitted.
Okay. All right.
And yeah, that's our show today. We're running a little over.
It's okay.
But if you didn't win, you can use code Blinky to get 10% off your whole order, except for EcoCAD software and gift certificates.
Yeah, and quick shout out, special thanks to all the Adafruit team members who are helping out with the show, friends and family, and everyone who shows up each week. Thank you. You make the chat room a lot of fun.
It's super cool.
We have a couple more things going on.
Yeah, if you have a project to show off, you can join our Project Electronics Show and Tell on Google Hangouts on air tonight at 7:30. Just leave a comment on the show announcement on the Google Plus page, and we'll add you to the circle. You'll be invited this week and every week. Next week is for the Oracle girls, so maybe don't join next week, but tonight and all other weeks. And you can show off your project. It's a good time with Mr. and Mrs. Lady Ada. If you can't get enough of Mrs. Lady Ada, because I know I can't, she'll be on at 8 p.m. also for Ask an Engineer. Every Wednesday at 8 o'clock.
Okay.
And then tomorrow, if you can't get enough of us, because I know you can't, there's 3D Hangouts with Noe and Pedro. We learn all about 3D printing, learn some new CAD techniques, maybe make yourself a cool hat.
Yeah. I think the coolest thing that they showed recently was the Ember.
Isn't that tomorrow's video? No, that was last week's video. I'm like so confused because they're so far ahead. You guys are so like.
Yeah.
So
I really like. They really showed kind of this new technology in a very cool way.
Yeah, I love their cinematography. Really nice videos. So that's tomorrow, and thanks for watching, guys. We're gonna do some more wearable electronics next week. Next week, I'm taking you to the fabric store.
Good times.